Hey guys, welcome to Life After Work channel. Solomon here. Quick update with where I am with things right now in the shop. I wanted to cover several topics that have been floating around through the community, through the modeling community, especially the automotive modeling community. First of all, how did we get our shop names and our channel names? I thought I'd cover that one very quickly. If you saw my last video, you've got a good idea of how I developed all this, but the fact is, how did I get those names? I got my YouTube channel in 2007 without the intention of ever publishing a video. I got it because, quite frankly, I was in China. I wasn't allowed to watch YouTube over there. You couldn't get YouTube. But I lived in Shanghai, Pudong the last 3 years I was there. And I had a good Irish friend, Declan Surlis. He's back home in Ireland now. He ran the Irishman's Pub. And on Saturday or Sunday, I would go over there and shoot pool and watch races. So anyway, I got that YouTube channel because Declan gave me a piece of software that would bypass all of the China restrictions. I think what it did was move the IP address around so they didn't know where I was coming from. So at any rate, I was able to watch YouTube, but a 10-minute video might take 2 hours to watch because very slow systems in China. So anyway, I was satisfied with that for the longest time, but when I decided to begin publishing videos, the name that I had on that channel was just some numbers and letters, alphabetic letters, because obviously I wasn't going to put my name on it in case I did get found out. But I knew that wasn't going to work, so one day I was at another Irishman's Pub here. Right? This was after I realized that I had to start working on the old noggin. And another good Irish friend of mine was running an Irish pub here. And he and his wife were always working there, and his children were there a lot. And I would go over there and play with the kids on my walks. So anyway, one day I was saying, I'm going to have to get a better name for my channel on YouTube. And he said, well, what's it about? I said, well, I'm going to be doing some modeling, and I'm going to be doing some trains and stuff. And I said, everybody needs a hobby after work, and I didn't have one because I was a workaholic, and now I got to have one. He said, well, everybody needs to have some kind of life after work. It didn't stick right at that moment. But I said, yeah, I'm going to have to think about it. There's got to be a decent name for a channel that will be meaningful for what I want to put out there. So several days later, I was walking again, and toward the end of my walk, I went in to see how John was doing, John Ferry. And I said, John, I've decided on a name for my YouTube channel. It's Life After Work. And he thought that was a great idea. So there's where the channel name came from. Well, I didn't have a workshop at the time. I didn't know where I was going to do my modeling, and I was a year away from ever posting anything. So I didn't know I was that far away, but you've heard that story before. So anyway, I was in the model shop after I got it all closed in, this last edition I did, and this became my space. This for me became a model shop. This was my new office, if you want to put it that way. And I think I mentioned on a video that I wanted to honor my father and name the model shop after him, the STP Model Shop. His name was Solomon Taylor Puckett, and that made a lot of sense to me. He was very instrumental in me learning how to use my hands and working in his shop and all that kind of stuff. But I was afraid that people would think STP was something about that American company that makes lubricants for automobiles, and had the little oval STP stickers on all the bumpers, certainly during the 70s. So I said, well, that's not going to work because I don't want people making that kind of mistake. And then I thought STP, ships, trains, and planes. So that became the model shop name. So you're now watching the Life After Work channel being videoed from the ships, trains, and planes, the STP model shop. So that's basically where my channel name and shop name came from. Now, second order of business, I've been getting shop cards, and I have not paid due diligence in sharing it with everyone on the channel. As I told you in a previous video, Rick Zink got me started with my own shop cards, so I really thank Rick a lot for that. I finally, old Fred Henry, Pappy, got around to send me his shop card, so I got his shop card with that fantastic truck we saw him paint, I don't know, a dozen times. I lost count. I don't even remember anymore. Lorenzo Gilbert, I don't know if you guys, how many of you watch him. You really need to. He likes to RC control all his models, and he gets large scale models like I do. He's trying to put a huge diorama together that's a World War II German diorama, and he's going to have that huge sub like I've got. He's already finished his. He has radio controlled parts of it. He's radio controlled a scale tank. He's getting scale trains put together, cranes. He's got scale motorcycles. He's got the Harley Davidson and a German motorcycle from World War II that run like champs. So you ought to go over and check him out. So anyway, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Lorenzo Gilbert, I believe he is a French Canadian. So if I'm wrong about that, Lorenzo, my sincerest apologies. However, if he chews me out in French, we'll know the truth of the story. Rambler 69, got your card. That's a cool card. Now, you know what? I have a beautiful painting I did years ago of a clown. It's a big picture. And hung in my mother's house over the fireplace for years. And I thought my grandkids would want it. I had it stored away after my mother passed away. And they didn't like clowns. The clowns scared them. And that was a happy clown. This guy will scare the crap out of them. So I'll keep that card under wraps when they come visit. Lucky 13, the Styrene Speed Shop. Here we go. Got his card. Love that car. I mean, that's the kind of hot rod I grew up with. I told you before, this is a really cool one. That would look great in the model, just exactly as is. Fubar Model Yard, Benny got his card. And looking at his latest video, Fubar seems to be very appropriate for his latest build with the photo etch that he's having to deal with. My heart goes out to you, Benny, because photo etch is a bear. Tim's Model Car Corner. There's another great model right there, and a great modeler. If you haven't subscribed to him, you need to go over and do that. He puts out some really great stuff. That's just one example on that card. Busted Knuckle. There you go. I've seen, well, way back in the day, I've seen several of these coming right straight at me. Vision 124, he's got that fantastic double-sided card. And I tell you what, Vision 124, if you don't mind, I'm probably going to scan that backside and reprint it in the same size so I have one of each, just because it makes it easier for me to display them. Tortuga Customs, that is one cool card. And the backside of his has a fantastic Corvette build on it. That's a hot rod right there. That car in a 1-to-1 scale would probably fly down the track. Ground Zero Customs, Big Eddie. Got one of his cars. That's a great one. Mad Lab Models. Got his in the mail. You see these names, if you want to freeze on them, write them down. You haven't subscribed to them, go subscribe to them. There's a lot of good modelers out there. All right, Tom Soltis. First thing I got from him, I showed y'all before, was his business card. Well, he finally got around to putting his card out, and I got one from him like clockwork. Cool card. Love the cars he's got on it. Watched him build a couple of them, so that's a great card. All of you know Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack does a fantastic job. Go check him out. He's like me. He'll model anything. If he sees a model he likes, he'll get it and model it. He doesn't care. Now I'd like to mention that I have subscribers from several different modeling communities. Got the car modeling community, which is what most of these guys are in. But like me, like I said, Charlie Mack does ships and whatever else. I mean, he'll model anything, but he likes his ships. Some of these guys have said they're gonna try to do a ship here one of these days. Pappy said he was gonna try to do one, so Pappy, you're ex-Navy, get that ship going. However, I've got a lot of subscribers who are from all over Europe and all over the world, and several of them asked me for cards, so I shipped them off to them. I have no problem sending them to anybody that wants one. And if you don't want to call it a shop card, call it a channel card. You know, that's good for me, because basically that's what all these cards have on it. It's a channel name as well as their own personal name. Well, one of them is, and I hope I get this right. If I get it wrong, my sincerest apologies. I shouldn't, with all the time I spent working in Holland and as many Dutch people as I've worked with over the years. It's I believe Piet Newport. Piet models ships, and he put a card together just to return the favor of getting my shop card. I thought that was cool. And I know he's working on a New Jersey right now as well, so good luck to him on that. Another one made up after I sent him a channel card. Al Woods Modeling Mayhem. He put a card together, sent it to me. That's a great card. Got some good models on it. He does a little of everything. He does gaming pieces that he paints, planes, tanks. He does all kinds of modeling. So check him out. That's Al Woods Modeling Mayhem. And then my good friend at Canal Sidings Model Railroad was put one together. He sent me one. He's doing a real nice railroad layout. So any of you guys that want to put out a channel card, feel free to put one together. And if anyone doesn't have one right now and wants one, I've got a few more. I've sent out about 30. I've got a handful left, and I can always get more printed overnight, so it's not a big deal. I just go up to FedEx and give them the thumb drive that I've got it on, and they print them out and cut them to size. So if you want a Life After Work channel, ships, trains, and planes workshop shop card, or a channel card, call it what you want, just let me know. Go to my Hotmail address. That's my public address, not my personal private one, but it's sjp52047 and I will put that again down in the comments, or in my subject line, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it. Other than that, I'll add on to the end of this video. I'm going to keep this fairly short. Just wanted to cover those subjects. I will put on a short video of what I've been doing here in the shop to get the shop ready to go. And Then the next video, I'm going to be totally on to photo etch for a while, and I am considering, and you put it in the comments if you think I should do it, I'm considering doing, in spite of my health, and that's why I'm going to hedge on this a little. I'm thinking of, I want to do a 24-hour build. Now that's just for me to catch up because I've been behind, been a little under the weather. Plus just summer gets in the way. And if I don't think I can do the 24-hour, I'll do 12 hours straight. And I'll probably get up at 4:30 in the morning. Over in England, that would be 8:30 in the morning. And I'll go until 4:30 Eastern Standard Time in the afternoon. I toyed with the idea of doing it live, but I'm not going to do that. I've decided I don't want to bother with that. So I will begin videoing at 4:30 in the morning, and every couple of hours I'll stop, restart, and then after the 12 hours I'll edit a video and put it out there. But that's just trying to catch up with some of that photo etch that I'm behind on, and some of the repairs. I still haven't made all the repairs for the damage that Sonny did. And anything I would say would be an excuse. There's not a reason other than I've just been lazy. I don't know. Just haven't done it. So anyway, now I have been busy doing some things, and I'll add on right here, right now, what I have been doing, and then get back with y'all in just a little while. Check this out. Here we go, guys. New computer. Had it custom built. I bought all the internals to it and the case. Shipped it off to a guy that's been building them for 30 years. I just was a little worried about I built two in the past. A little worried about my ability to focus on this enough to get it right. Great computer. I've had to lower the tray, the slide tray. All of these wires go to two computer screens, a webcam, audio, video on everything, so that I can sit here. Now let me adjust the camera, and I'm not going to do as much editing as I used to do. Here we go. So I sit here and I can do my detail modeling, and I've got a screen over here and a bigger screen here. This screen is going to have my email on it. This one is going to have YouTube on it, so that I can constantly open emails, show the YouTube here while I'm working. Otherwise, I'll never keep up with the 50 or 60 or 70 videos that come in a day, and I want to watch everybody's videos. So this is a big deal. So what I have to do now is run my power differently than I had it before. I'm trying to adjust all my power sources. I've got some great power over here. I've got great power back there. I want some at the other end of the table. I've got plenty over this work table on this side. So once I get the power rerun, which is not a big deal, except I've got to get on my hands and knees, get under there, and that causes some anyway. And I've got the hiccups, my apologies. I've got to hook up my speakers, because I'm going to have speakers. I got to listen, right? And once all that is done and hooked up, then I can start working on my detail work here. And I'm really wanting to finish off the radar units and photo etch that go at the furthest most points of the New Jersey, as well as the photo etch on the stack tops. That's going to move me way ahead on some details. I'm beginning to separate my armaments. I'm getting my Gatling guns ready to put together. I'm getting my 5-inch 54s. I think they're 54s. Putting my 5-inch guns together. Got a lot of parts for that. Getting my radar repeaters. All this stuff that I've got to get together that come in units. I'm separating all those pieces right now. But the big job right now is to get all these wires hooked up. Yeah, I know. And I'm doing this with a fractured attitude. Anyhow, I'll get it worked out. So I'm getting excited about that. If I get this all put together, get everything working properly on these two screens, oh, it's just going to be a lot of fun. I know. We always say fun, but we have to go through a little bit of pain before we get to the fun. So let me go ahead and move to the next step. Okay, guys, that's it. You saw what there was to see. I'm now going to make a decision based on your comments. So whether I should do a 24-hour to 40-hour bill. I know I'm a worn out old man, but you know what? If I make a commitment, I'll go as far into the commitment as I'm able to go. And whether I make it or not, it's totally unimportant. It's my life after work. But what's important is that I do as much as I can do to catch up. And I'll pay attention to the votes I get below. Now, if you want to add to your comments whether I should try a live feed, trust me, you had better be prepared to teach me how to do one. I don't have a clue. So, anyway, it's been fun. And this video is pretty much concluded. So, Solomon has left the building.